Hello, all. It has been a journey.
It has been a journey.
Well, today we're recapping our volume 1 of the 20-something playbook. We just had our last episode last week.
Our last guest episode.
Yes, our last guest episode.
Are
You're
we
not getting rid of us.
No. That was the last guest episode. Now we're just going to continue with our little chats.
Until volume 2.
Yes, until we can film. We all have full-time jobs now, so things look a little different these days. And we need money to go do that because that wasn't cheap, but it was very fun, so we do want to do it again. It will happen again. Hopefully London next time.
Well, that's the bucket list.
That's the bucket list. Anywho, let's get started. We want to do a little recap and just like kind of talk about our favorite moments, our favorite takeaways from all of our guests, because we loved every single one of our guests. We had the most fun time filming with them, and like I learned so much and I met the most amazing people. They're all such wonderful, genuine, amazing people. Every single one of our guests.
Every single one.
And I could not feel more grateful that these were the guests we got on. Yeah.
They were so lovely.
Like I really can't be more grateful.
Absolutely lovely on camera, off camera. And we just want to share a bit of that behind the scenes because each of our guests, we had like a special thing.
Yeah. We had a special connection with each of them, I feel like.
It was like before, during, and after. It was like you know, like before the cameras went on, during and after, it was just like so much
vibes
fun.
Are good.
Yeah, and that was I think what was so fun about filming in person, and probably why we want to do it again, is they show up, you chat, you kind of get to know them before you turn the camera on, have a long conversation, get to know each other, and then after it's like, oh, like let's stay in touch. You just feel like you've met someone like really special. It's just a very special
That's
experience.
why we want funding for season 2, because that's what makes the in-person element possible. What?
I don't know why they're
pitching us or something. I don't think anyone
That's why
watching
we want funding
is going to be able
thinking,
to
like,
give us
what if
funding.
someone who could sponsor us is listening?
I could
right
totally
now?
tell that voice. We joke she has like this like voice she's been putting on.
She
recently.
works for Neo Financial, so we call it her Neo voice.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
Maddie, it's in your LinkedIn. Is it not public information?
I guess. Yeah.
She works for. Let's just say she works for a fintech.
Don't out me like that.
She works for a fintech.
Secret.
And she has a voice for that, the videos she does for that company, and it just came out. So we're like, girl, put that voice away. Let's get Maddie back.
I think everyone watching this is probably broken in their 20s, so I don't think anyone's going to be giving us funding, but if anyone knows anyone. Wait, I was going to say though, is if you have noticed that Elle's a little bit more energetic today.
Oh my God, is that why you were smiling at me?
It's because
she's back.
She's on break. My girl's been working.
Yes.
She's been an intern.
She won Rookie of the Year.
Yes, she did at her company.
Are we going there?
Well, only 6 months in.
Yeah,
guys.
She's been working nonstop since June.
I'm actually 8 months, I think, now.
Yeah, 8 months. And she's worked so hard, and we're very proud of her.
Yes, we
And
are.
she's made a huge impact. And
not
now
biased
she's
at all.
on a break for the holidays, and
It's
so
actually
happy.
insane. So usually we film these after our work day at like 5 p.m.
It's after my work day.
This is after your work day, but this is why I'm energetic, is because I literally, this was my first day off. I had the weekend and then had my first day off today. And I just took everything so slow, took my time, took a nap.
You went to Starbucks
I went
with
to
your
Starbucks
mommy.
with mom.
I was working today in like about 30 minutes away from home. So Maddie, Elle and my mom came and had a little Starbucks date while I was working on site.
With your legs in
Took a trip to
compression
Farm
socks.
Boy.
Yes.
The entire time. Elle, careful there.
It was fantastic.
Anyway, maybe we should get to the whole point.
We should.
So
That's why you guys
let's
are
begin.
listening.
Our first guests were...
We're going in order of when the episode aired, and this is not in the order of filming.
Okay.
Thank
Important.
you for
Just so they
sharing
can,
that.
so it's easier for our audience to follow along. Like chapter 1, you know, like chapter 2, chapter 3.
Chapter 1 was just us, and don't listen to it because it was our first.
I think it's our
podcast
most
ever.
listened to episode, though.
It's because everyone was confused as to what was happening.
Yeah,
Everyone that knows us was like, what?
They're
and
like,
then they
"The
watched it for like
What
10
are these
seconds. We're
ladies
like, the
doing?"
hell?
Anyway,
So
chapter 2, our first guest episode was the Almost 30 Girls.
Oh,
I was personally very nervous for this one. I'm going to be honest, because they are, they're very successful. They're in the podcasting world. They've really made a great living for themselves. They're very, They seem like very fulfilled, happy people.
They do the podcast full time. They don't.
Their podcast is, I think their podcast last time I checked had 200 million downloads in 10 years. Isn't that? Like, and they started around the same time as us. So.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
At the same time, in terms of age,
I think like it's funny.
Right?
In terms of age.
In terms of age, not
I think,
like back
timing.
No.
December.
It's been around for 10 years.
When
but
did we start this?
I didn't feel, it's weird because I didn't, so we had a road trip to New York City to film with them because they were on a press tour for their book that came out.
Yes, we drove to New
30.
York for them.
We drove to New York and we, the
7
hotel
hours.
that was sponsoring us, we had a free stay that night. It was awesome. I honestly, like, I don't usually get nervous, and I didn't feel nervous until they literally walked through the door and I could not collect
I know
myself.
you were so nervous.
I don't know why. I think it just took me by surprise because
they were also very tall and beautiful.
Well, they were just so,
they were so nice,
beautiful in person. I just like literally took my breath away, both of them. So beautiful, but so kind and lovely. And I think, you know what it was? I think in your mind on some level when someone is as successful as they are, I think there's a part of you that's like, oh, like it's going to be hard for me to believe.
Just can you hold it so it's not covering your face, but it's also still pointing
at
your mouth?
It's hard for me to believe. Like when someone's that successful, I have a hard time believing that they are like as amazing as they seem.
They were also
and then when I met them, I was like, oh, they are as amazing as they seem.
Yeah, and they were
and
also.
I think that's what was overwhelming.
Yeah, and they
in
were
a good
all
way.
Yeah, and they were also just so kind, and I feel like. I think they said this to us. They saw a bit of themselves in us, like when they were younger and starting the podcast.
They
so
did
that's
not.
Also, why they were so kind.
Like,
but they were perfect. They were amazing.
We actually. So how we got? Did we talk about how we got in contact with them?
Yeah, I think we did.
We did. I think that was in a previous one, but like their conversation felt like a really nice chat with like.
It's very like older sister energy.
Yeah, it was. Nice. Yeah,
it just felt like they like had an arm around you and they're like, it's gonna be
the whole time. And they said so many
lovely.
Profound things, and I feel like they did such a good job at articulating things.
Yeah,
and I remember Krista saying that she literally studied speaking. I don't know if she said it in the podcast or when we were just chatting.
No, I think it was after.
She literally said that she like studied speaking, and it to me that makes sense because she articulated everything so beautifully.
Even when I was sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we loved them.
We did, and even when I was talking about like my health condition, all the stuff I went through, like Lindsay was looking at me and there's like tears.
I know she had tears.
I was like, I wanted to take her hand. I just like they were just like the So I mean, we can
I think if you
and they were there, like you can tell they were
very
listening,
genuine.
and they were just like so present.
Lovely gal.
Yeah, it was our first guest episode, so I feel like we were still kind of getting used to
shaky.
like how we were supposed to ask the questions and like what it was supposed to look like, and like they were just very patient with us and they answered everything so amazingly. Yeah, and I honestly think if you feel like you almost like need a hug from like a future self. Like, go listen to that one.
That is a great way of putting it.
Because that's kind of how I felt. Like, I felt like it was like someone, you know, older than me who was like, I see you and I've been there and like, you're going to be fine.
It's like your future self being like, it's going to be okay, babe.
Yeah.
Our next one was the co-founder of Dow Janes.
Yes, Britt Baker. She was another like... so lovely.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
So we filmed with her in a WeWork in San Francisco
behind a bookshelf,
which was very memorable on its own.
Yeah,
and then she walked in and she's like so warm. Also, this was
you gotta
on Maddie's bucket list.
She was she was so cool.
They have like 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
and Maddie was like, you know what? I'm just gonna reach out to them on a whim. Like I don't know if like
someone had canceled in San Francisco and we had a flight there and we were like, oh my god, we can't just interview
we flew
one guest.
Specifically. Yeah, we were flying specifically to interview one of our like a friend of a friend who's amazing, and then. We were like, well, we have the whole day there and we're flying, like we're paying money to fly there. We want to like try and book up our day as much as we can.
And I was like, we're just going to go for it.
Maddie just went for it. And then they responded and Britt Baker came. She was so wonderful. We had an amazing conversation about finances and, you know, as a woman, how to save your money, where to spend your money, like all that.
It was interesting too about like, I think my biggest takeaway from her, like our chat with her was that like you think someone who's like a self-made millionaire and that successful in business was like hardcore in her 20s, and she was like doing almost the opposite of what you think someone who's reached success.
Yeah, she really lived a lot of different lives.
Yeah, she was like an ice cream.
She like was scooping ice cream like a few years before, or maybe a year
she
before
started Dow Jones.
And like bike tours in New Zealand, and like
she did a lot of random things, but it's just like cool because all those things informed what she ended up doing.
Yeah. And then after she talked about in the episode, she talks about The Artist's Way and how that book really informed her 20s.
Yeah.
And then she mailed each of us a copy with a personal note in it. I thought that was so thoughtful.
Wait, should we read it out?
We should.
I don't have them though.
We don't have them.
But it was very sweet. She gave us each a personal note.
Yeah.
Ava's was so good. It was like, what did she say? She was like, never lose your spunk.
Yeah.
It was something like that. And we're like, we spent like maybe 45 minutes together, and I was like, she really understood us.
Yeah.
Like
as
she
individuals.
Like the way, like the thing that she wrote in each of our books, and she signed it to each of us so individually. Thoughtful. It was so thoughtful and also so on point. Like I was like, you spent like most people 45 minutes with us, and it's like, you know, you get to know someone, but I was like, wow, she really
did. And like also what's interesting is that I started reading The Artist's Way, the copy that she gave me while I was like trying to get a job and feeling unemployed, and like it honestly really helped me get through that time.
all summer would go on artist dates
with herself
and she would bike around the
Toronto.
city.
I did, and it just gave me, it really got me through. So to anyone who's feeling like lost or frustrated or like going through a time, maybe you're trying to get a job, you're unemployed, you're going through like a big transition, I'd really recommend that book as like a coping mechanism, because for me it like really helped.
It really resonated
and
with
I just wanted to specify that when we said we were filming behind a bookcase, it was like literally like a hidden room, like something out of like Harry Potter. Like it wasn't just like we were filming behind a bookcase.
Here's your room, and the guy literally went. We like were walking to a bookshelf. I was like, where is this? Like a wall of books. A wall of books. There's a little handle, and he just like pulled open the bookshelf,
giving me Harry
went
Potter
behind it.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next was Christine.
So Christine I connected with on LinkedIn really randomly. And then at one point I was like, you know what, we should have her on the podcast. She had so many great pieces of advice on how to get a job through LinkedIn. And actually, interestingly, one of the things she shared was how she has her own podcast. And she shared how having her own podcast is what's enabled her to continue to get jobs. Like she was let go from job, and then having a podcast, she like interviewed for a job, and then I think one of the people on the senior leadership team came to her and said, "Oh, I know who you are. I've seen your work." Like
they were just like, I feel like I know you because of your podcast.
And then interestingly, Elle and I, the podcast helped Elle and I and Ava get a job, which I thought was so interesting. It was like something that I didn't think before.
Yeah, all three of us, we got
really interesting.
Our current full-time jobs, all of us in marketing, through this podcast. Yeah, it literally, I think it's given us a sense of credibility, and also someone can literally watch a video online and be like, feel like they know you before you actually meet them. And I think that's really powerful. Yeah. And something that I think is very interesting, and that not even why we started it, but it's been a very, very cool to see that. And Christine taught us that. And I remember thinking like, because I was very desperately searching for a job at that time, and I was like, interesting. So I really started to like leverage that on LinkedIn.
I honestly think the things I learned from her helped me get a job. Like she just had so much good advice.
She had such good advice, and I remember her saying too to like reach out to the recruiter. Yeah, the recruiter. They listed on LinkedIn. Reach out to them. She just kind of like
great advice,
because you know, really, like I feel like when you're young and you're on LinkedIn, you're navigating the job market. You don't know what's too far and what's not too far, and you're like, am I bothering people? Like, what's the right thing to do?
She gives you that. And I feel
like it's hard to figure that out on your own without someone else being like, oh, this worked for me. And she was that person that was like, oh, this worked for me, this worked for me, this worked for me. And you're like, oh, it just kind of instilled that confidence in us. And we all got jobs kind of shortly after.
Yeah. No, it was a super helpful crash course.
And then some crash outs for Ava after. And we love Christine. She was so lovely. Yeah.
Honestly, all of our guests were amazing. There's not a bad apple in the bunch.
So sick of us.
We're gonna be a broken record.
You guys are gonna be like,
and then we interviewed Courtney Riddle.
Courtney.
Yeah. This was a special day.
Yeah.
We brought our bureau samples there.
We did.
We walked across the city.
We really walked.
We walked for like an hour.
Bureau is a non-alcoholic beer brand.
Yes. And like Courtney
created by
Riddle's,
Tom Holland, the king himself.
Yeah. Shout out to Jackie.
Jackie was amazing. All the people, we've said this before, but just everyone was very kind to us during that process. Who I also met
randomly on LinkedIn. Like, you have to understand pretty much like, I'd say like all the opportunities we got from a sponsorship perspective were all cold reach outs.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the guests were cold reach outs too. So we're just grateful that they even said yes.
Yeah.
Like,
we started from scratch. It was like there was no.
Yeah. Courtney was actually someone we had known a little bit beforehand.
So yeah,
Maddie did an interview with her on our My Team.social page, which is the mental health nonprofit that we help run, I guess you could say.
Courtney's, every time I do an interview with Courtney on this mental health nonprofit, people would reach out to me telling me how much her story has moved them.
It always resonated with people.
Yeah, so it was honestly interesting. Like, I knew her story.
She was like one of our first people on our list when we were doing a brainstorm. We're like, we have to have her on.
Because she has an incredible story of sobriety in her 20s.
In her 20s.
Yeah, and it was so fun going to her apartment. We literally went to her apartment, and she's like super into fashion. She works, I think, for the Real World still.
She works for the Real World. I think still, yeah.
And she is so fashionable. When we interviewed her, you should watch it. She's wearing like rhinestone heart pants that was like cut out hearts in her jeans. She's just super stylish.
She's like a 90s character.
She is like a 90s character. Her apartment was like so
beautifully
like
decorated.
Sex in the City, Carrie Bradshaw.
Yes.
I don't even know how to describe it. It was so beautiful and such a vibe. Like, so we literally, when we got there, we're like, this is so cute. We also arrived before she was even there.
She was kind enough to just like let us in.
Cute. But you can just go in.
But I think like honestly the big takeaway with Courtney is just I admire how honest she is with telling her story. And it's like her vulnerability is very moving. And I think that's why people connect with her.
People tell her, and she told us, people tell her all the time, they're like so grateful that she shared her story, and her hearing that from people is what makes her keep talking about it. And I think that's something the impact she has is also very admirable. Like, I think it's just insane how, and I think all of us think our lives are mundane, but it just shows you how opening up and talking about things that you've gone through can help people so much. And even if it just helps one person, it's worth it. And I think she's said that before too in one of our interviews that we've done with her. And clearly it's a subject that a lot of people have had to deal with and connect with.
I think just another thing that I like about her episode too is that it wasn't like she was saying like, we're not saying like if you drink that's bad, or like alcohol is bad and terrible and you suck if you drink. Like, it was more just like if you have a drinking problem.
It was more, and I remember her saying,
maybe like
she said don't they call them like normies, the ones that can drink without getting like addicted to it.
Yeah.
She literally said she was like, she goes out with friends and like they can drink and they drink for the night and that's it, and it's a healthy amount of drinking, and they're not addicted to it, and doesn't impact their day-to-day life. And for her, she calls them normies because she's like, it's not that she doesn't support people drinking. Like, people can do what they want when they want to have fun. It's just that she couldn't do that and continue her life the way she wanted to. It was impacting her job, it was impacting her family, like her relationship with her family, her health, everything. And I think I love that approach of like just the open-mindedness and being like, not everyone has to be like her. And it was almost she's like, I admire the normies that can drink without having to.
Her episode is kind of like watching a movie unfold, I feel like, or like hearing a biography.
It was also
she told a lot of her life story.
It was a subject that could be pretty intense, but also I feel like there was a lot of fun during that conversation. Like, we had a lot of fun talking about it. And she told stories really well, where like it's a heavy topic, but her talking about it was just intriguing. It was entertaining and still impactful. You could watch that one, honestly, for the setup vibes alone. And then on top of it, it's like an incredible conversation.
It's a really entertaining story.
It was.
Yeah.
And then we had
chapter 6.
It was Jolene.
No,
don't sing it.
I know.
I hope I'm saying her name right. Are we?
Jaylene.
It's Jaylene. Okay. Because I always see on her, I can't remember if it's her LinkedIn or her Instagram.
It's Jolene.
One sec. I need to look at her Instagram. Because I always get scared. It's a very beautiful name, and I loved her so much.
Jolene.
We can start talking about her podcast.
So Jolene, actually,
she's a Brooklyn girl.
She's a Brooklyn girly, but she's from the West Coast. Her
Instagram says
Jolene. So she is really so one of my biggest she's a big deal, by the way, on LinkedIn. Like if you follow her LinkedIn, she's got her own podcast.
She is popping on there.
She's doing the thing. And
she's like the LinkedIn expert.
She's
like if you need
a LinkedIn baddie,
she really helps people who are like in their 20s. Like her podcast is called Make Up Your Mind, and it's helping people figure out what to do after school and what to do in their 20s.
She has the post-grad playbook.
Right, the post-grad playbook. That was one of the things, the 20th playbook and the post-grad playbook. And one of the takeaways I took from Jolene's episode was that the tapping stuff, because I would do that when I was in interviews, and it helps me. I feel like
Maddie is a chronic tapper now.
Yeah, but it really helps
in a good way.
Yeah, it really helped me get it. It's like a small thing, but like it helps me.
If you don't know what it is, it's basically like if you're feeling tension or nerves or anxiety somewhere in your body, you tap it, right?
Yeah, and like I started doing it after.
It's an 8-year-old. If you're,
after
what's that thing where it's like if you're explaining it to dummies? That's
like if you can explain it to a 5-year-old.
That's the dummy way of explaining it, which is how.
But after our episode, I started doing tapping before each episode we'd film with a guest.
Yeah,
you did. It helped,
and we had so much fun with her. She was such a bright.
She had so much
she
energy.
Brought so much joy into the room.
Yeah.
And
another person that I feel like, again, all of them I feel like we just like connected with as soon as
really
they walked in the door.
It was funny, like we had never met her before, so she was actually someone we cold reached out to. She was
we met her through
not cold, sorry. We didn't cold reach out to her.
No, we met her through Tamina.
Through Tamina?
Yeah.
You did most of that outreach, so that's why.
I did. We met her through
Tamina, but I'm saying we didn't know her personally at all. No. We had never met her before.
Yeah.
Before doing this podcast. It was just funny, like she walked in and it was just like we kind of felt like we knew each other already.
She has the most beautiful smile too.
And she does have those beautiful smiles. She was just she brought so much joy. I just remember like feeling so happy when she was there.
Once again, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. We're going to say 10 out of 10 about all of our
Seriously,
guests.
no, but we kind of
we did handpick them.
We did handpick. No one was telling us to choose these guests. Like we went with the ones we liked.
We did. And we did research on them, and we wanted to make sure they were good, and they were all amazing.
Yeah. But if you're post-grad or even just in your 20s, or even if you're in high school, if you're just looking for guidance in that area.
Doesn't she have that newsletter where like it helps you find jobs?
In New York City? She? I think she does.
I believe she does.
Subscribe to that.
You should just look into her stuff because she's amazing. And she's great. We loved her.
And then chapter 7. Because I think we're
gonna do a part 2 on
this. We're gonna do a part 2, guys.
Is part 7 half?
How many did we do?
I think it is.
Part 7.
So part 7 was Gabby.
Gabby Asturias.
And she is someone we met at a friend's wedding. We have a lot of connections to her.
We've known her for a while.
We also interviewed her on
our mental health nonprofit. I interviewed her, and then it was a really funny, weird way of meeting someone because I had just gone for a run. I hadn't eaten anything, and I fainted.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was 8
ages ago. And that was right when COVID happened.
Yes, I remember that was the day COVID
weird,
happened.
But she was great. And then we met her at our friend's wedding.
It was me because you passed out, and then I had to go in there.
Yeah.
And I had to be like, I'm so sorry, but Maddie passed out, and she just looked so worried. She was like, "Is she okay?" And I was like, "She's fine."
Like it's so weird. She was
sorry, I have to go. And then I just hung up. It was terrible.
Oh man. But Gabby was so amazing. So she had like she's like what's the proper term of Stanford? What is it? Residency? She has residency at Stanford. So she's there working with patients all day. And then she came and did the interview with us.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was wincing because my mom's singing.
And then
right after, it was like 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And 7 o'clock at night, maybe.
She's at Stanford.
Yeah.
We were literally, we filmed with her right before we went to the airport. She had a full shift.
Yeah.
And at the hospital.
And she made time. Yeah. Anyway.
She made time for us at the end of her day, and we really appreciate it.
And she was another one that like you just connected with. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really saw myself in her story.
Yeah. And she talked
We just
a lot.
really connected. Again, the in-person bit was so fun because we got to go there.
And we hope that we can bring that vibe in the interview.
Yeah, we do. And it was nice. Like while we were setting up, we were chatting and like we're all into reading, and it was just like we were like giving each other book recommendations by the end, and we just had so much fun.
And like I think my biggest takeaway from her,
go ahead,
was just that she like talked about how she was like super ambitious from the time she was really young, and you know had to work really hard to get into Duke and then Stanford and everything. And she came from Guatemala. Like there wasn't even a description for what she wanted to do with her life, and she was so focused on
prescription. Prescription or description?
Description.
Okay.
She was so focused on her career that she didn't really make time for other things. Then it got to a point where she was like, oh, like I can make time for things now. I don't have to wait until I've achieved success. And I really resonated with that.
Me too, as overachievers.
As people who also have very big dreams that are not accomplished yet.
Yeah. And you have to work really hard.
You have to work like for a
All the
long
time.
time. It doesn't
You
happen
need
overnight.
diligence.
Yeah.
We really resonate with that. It's like your life doesn't start when you're successful. It starts far, far, far before then.
Exactly.
Your life is happening right now. And she really taught us that. There was like also a million other things. Like her entire conversation just really resonated with me, and I felt very like connected to her while she was talking.
And she also talked about burnout, which I thought was really interesting.
Yes.
And how she went into a depression because of how hard she worked herself.
Yes.
And she talks about how to prevent that, how to help yourself with
which
that.
is a huge 20s conversation.
Huge.
Big thing.
And then I experienced a version of that.
Yeah.
A version.
I did too, and I thought about our interview.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And honestly, the things that she said, it was like basic things like eating and taking care of yourself and sleeping, like all of those things. And she talks more about it in the interview. You can watch it. But and then afterwards we were like packing everything up, and we were just talking about books and sharing book recommendations. She texted me a bunch of book recommendations, and it was just like so cute.
Again, just really connected.
Yeah.
Had the best time. Every single conversation I enjoyed.
And I learned something from it. Like I felt like, I don't know, I just there was a big takeaway from each.
Yeah, but Gabby was so nice. And also I'd heard such great things about her from our friend Mackenzie, mutual friends. And it was just really nice to finally like sit down and have a conversation with her and be like, she is so amazing.
Yeah.
And really see what we'd heard about her.
Yeah.
And finally get to like really, really chat with her. That was really nice.
So this was part 1 of 2. We will be getting into the rest of our guest episodes in the next episode. Yeah. So
we'll be talking about the rest. We just had so much fun filming these, and it's nice to reflect.
So fun. It was just such a fun adventure.
I want to do it again, but we have to wait.
Well, I'm saving up. I'm saving up.
We're saving up.
We're saving
up too, but
we're getting backup plans.
Job, so.
Ava just got a job. We also have to figure out scheduling, but volume 2 will happen. Mm-hmm. We're just in process of making it happen.
Yeah. And in the meantime, you can tune into us yapping your ear off here.
Even I was looking at the camera. I was like, we yapped for the first 8 minutes about what? I don't know.
We don't even know.
But if anyone's like, get to the point.
Is that really halfway?
We are too.
Just skip it.
Yeah, that's really halfway then.
Is it? I don't know if I said this or not, but we yapped way too long the first 8 minutes of this.
Yeah, and we will not do that next time.
Yeah, but if anyone's like, oh my God, like that's enough, like I feel the same way about us. So. Like, don't worry about it. Just skip it.
We're always like,
also, we still want to hear about your 20s moments. So if you have a 20s moment you'd like us to share on our podcast and keep it anonymous, DM us on Instagram. Slide into those DMs. Don't be shy.
Okay.
For this reason.
Yeah, I also wanted to paint a little picture of like how chaotic. I mean, everyone's gonna be like, "You're so dramatic," but literally, we filmed the podcast. Like, we went to California, we went to New York, and then we were like, literally, like we were doing it low key, like full time.
Well, yeah,
high key full time. Actually, Maddie was like doing communications. Ava was doing the long form editing, and I was running the social media at the time. How things have changed. Very much so. But I literally it was like full speed ahead. We were like running it full time. And then I got a full-time job, and my start date was the same day as launch day.
Isn't that crazy?
Which was crazy. And I'll never forget that. And it's just funny because I'm like, I feel like we're going full speed ahead on that. And then I start my job, and then I start going full speed ahead on that. So I'm just like, when I look back at like the episodes and how many we've done, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what a whirlwind.
You were looking at some of the clips today because you're like, I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen some of them. It wasn't today. It wasn't today. It was a couple days ago. Ava took that over while she was unemployed. And
I've still taken it over while I am employed. But it's not as... I think I have a bit more free time than Elle and Maddie do, so it's all good.
Yeah,
thank you. We appreciate your service.
We do appreciate your service. But anyway, why I said that, I don't know. But because I'm looking back at everything, and I'm just like, wow.
You're like those actors that don't watch themselves in their own movies.
Me?
Yeah. I remember in the summer, because she was so busy in the summer, because it was like, new job and stuff, and she would just
also, I was driving a lot.
Yeah.
In the summer. But can I just say, why are you gripping me?
Because I
stopped talking?
Well, I was just finishing my thought.
Okay, go.
But I was just gonna say
that really tight grip.
Sorry, I'm really tired. I've been working all day. But I was just gonna say that in the summer it was funny because I remember you just like record the podcast and you just dip and you'd start working again, and it was like I feel like you had no idea what you said, what happened. It was just like you were just
I
like
never knew. I
Like,
never knew what the theme of the episode would be.
You're just
until
like
I sit down like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I had like it prepped. Ava was
sorry. No, but I was just gonna say I was also really tired in the summer because I drove a lot. Driving takes it out of you.
Oh, girl.
It's like I'd work all day and then I'd drive, and then I was like supposed to have half days, but the half days would turn into like not really half days, and then I would drive like 45 minutes to like an hour and 15 to places one way, and then I'd drive back, and then sometimes the games would go late.
That's why Gracie Abrams was our most listened to Spotify Wrapped.
And Rain Me In.
We should honestly
Olivia
do
Dean
an
and Sam Fender. Literally,
Spotify Wrapped.
Oh my God, we should.
But the moment's passed.
Yeah, we'll just do a quick rerun.
Wreck.
21 by Gracie Abrams.
Rain Me In, Sam Fender featuring Olivia Dean, because I listened to that song an obnoxious amount this summer. I was in the car and I was alone, and music was the only thing that got me through. And Rain Me In, I think I listened to it like 4 times in like one like drive.
Wow. I know I was there sometimes.
I would just put on
Ella
repeat.
Again.
Yeah, honestly,
so
that was our second most listened to song. Surprisingly, I thought it would be the first. Number 1 was 21 by Gracie Abrams.
I don't understand
that song,
really
but I don't remember listening to it that much.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time and we'll recap the rest.
Bye. Hope everyone's having a great holiday season.
Mwah.